Hello and welcome to the Jenkins tutorial by Night of Wisdom. I am your friend Prayas. And this is the fifth part of tutorial. We'll be learning about SSH. So what's for today? What is SSH? What are SSH keys? And a demo to set them up between two instances. That is, one is my computer, one is the EC2 instance. So let's get started. What is SSH? SSH is a secure shell. It's basically a network protocol for securely communicating between computers. It is used to view, transfer, and modify files in the remote machine. So here, in this case, we'll be saying my local instance and my local machine and my remote machine, that is EC2 instance. The network service can be secured by SSH. So any network service that we are calling or we are using, we can secure it by using SSH. Using SSH, we can avoid username and password. Yes. So example guys, when we are having GitHub, right, when we try to push the code to GitHub, it asks for username and password. So you can avoid that by using SSH keys guys. So that is also an example where SSH can be used. And now what is SSH keygen? So SSH keygen is actually a command guys where we can download, where we can SSH keygen is basically a command guys which is used to generate SSH keys. One is a public key and one is a private key. So guys, if you remember in the server video when we created EC2 instance, we got a PEM file, right, from the AWS. That is actually a private key. That private key can be used to access the EC2 instance because the associated public key to this private key has been stored into EC2. So guys, if you do not know how to create an EC2 instance, do check out my video how to create EC2 server. So now we'll connect. The key is in my downloads folder guys, so I'll use it to connect. Yes, the instance is not authentic as the address has changed. It had added to list of known hosts. So remember this thing guys, you'll see this instance, that is this new instance that we tried to connect, has been stored into the list of known hosts as it's saying. So I'll show you one thing. So we just use SSH keygen, SSH keygen. So this command is actually asking me guys where to save the key, okay, the file name. So I'll just take this as the by default path guys. Whenever computer we are not mentioning the -i identity key option, it will by default go and check in this .ssh folder guys, mentioned in this home directory, that if it is having this private key or not. So I'll just press enter. Yes, I want it there. If you'll ask me, shall I override it? Because already I'm having a key, I'll say yes, override. It asks me about paraphrase, that is any description I want to give about this about this keys. I don't. Now it is created guys. It will show me your identification has been saved in ID_RSA. So that -i is identification guys, as we discussed previously. And this private key is similar to this private key that was given by AWS. Okay. Also, this private key is associated with this public key. Similarly, its associated public key has been stored over here. We'll see that before that we'll be seeing over here some things. So now I'll be getting into SSH directory. Here, if I do ls, it is having multiple things guys. So this is authorized keys. That is which who all can enter into my system, that is having authorized keys. This is the private key guys that we generated right now, and this is the public key that we generated, and this is the known host guys. So if we see over here that this instance address has been added to the list of known hosts, if you see. So that is this known host guys. If we see this known host file, it is over here, right? So if I just exit from here guys, and now if I do clear the screen, Again, if I do enter this one, it will enter because it has been added to the known host guys, right? Yes, it gets connected. But over here, just in case, if I remove this known host file, and again if I try to do this thing, it won't get inside because it is again not inside my known host. So if I do yes, then it will be creating this known host again, and it will be having only 2 of these. So if I again try to exit and try to connect, I'll be able to get into this instance guys. So this is the known host that we get. Now as we have created these keys, and I said that associated public key with this demo underscore key file has been stored in this instance. So let's see where is it. So when I do ls-a guys, I see this .ssh directory. This is actually having the authorized keys, and the public key associated with the demo underscore key file, it has been stored over here. So let's see that cd.ssh. We are over here. If I do ls, I'll see this file guys. If I do nano authorized keys, I'll see this one guys, and if I go to the end, I'll see this one. This is the identity for my key that I have created, and this is the complete key guys. Okay, this is the complete key. When this key is being matched with the private key that is stored in .pem file, that's why I'm able to access it over here. So now what we will do, I'll just get the public key, and if I copy this one in here, it has been pasted. Okay, that's it. The setup has been done guys. It was so simple. Now I'll just clear the screen guys, and if I do ssh-i, and which is my public private key, this is id underscore rsa, and if I mention the same username, I will be able to get into this instance, right? This was the setup guys. Setting up a public key into this instance and private key will be with me. So remember guys, whenever you purchase a home, it's like that only in real life. Whenever you purchase a home, so this EC2 instance is like a home, and you want to get inside it, consider that public key as a lock, and this private key is as a key. So for me to be able to access this instance, I need to set up the lock first. So this was the lock that I did, right? But before that, AWS also did this thing for me and provided me this key, this first one. But I made my own setup and created this key and added to the instance. So remember guys, this was the setup. So also one more thing guys, as I said, SSH will by default look for its key into .ssh folder, right? So if I do ssh-i and then home, in the home only it is present, so ssh/id underscore rsa. Oh yeah, it's not over here. I need to exit it obviously. Yeah, if I do ssh-i, then id underscore rsa, it will work, right? Because it is the private key. But in case if I do not mention it guys, still it will be able to work. That is because it will by default search in this .ssh directory guys, right? So I do not need to be in this directory only. If I go to home as well and try to the same command, it will be able to connect, and I'm not mentioning the key because it is by default hooking my .ssh/id underscore rsa guys. So this was the setup for how to connect into instance by using SSH, setting up our own SSH keys for accessing the Ubuntu or those EC2 instance guys from my local system. Okay. So in the next part of tutorial guys, we'll be learning what is SCP, what is asking for copying files from local system or from any system to my application server or between any two servers. So that is also exciting tutorial guys. Thank you guys, thank you for watching the video. If you like the video, please like it, comment if you have any doubts, and do subscribe to the channel guys for upcoming videos. So till then, take care and bye bye.